took a look at Russia's latest maneuvers with Fox News strategic analyst General Jack Keane. General Jack Keane, thanks for being here.
Great to be here.
Look at what's happened over the last 24 hours. There's still this big movement in the south, and yet Kyiv is still the focus. Overnight, though, General, the big focus was out west, and these strikes, one of them just miles from the Polish border. Significant?
Yeah, well, what this is apart is they began to open up a campaign in the west here after 2 weeks of the war, which has largely been focused in the east, in the north, and the south, on the east side of Ukraine. And this is about taking control of this area eventually, but they started with an aerial bombardment campaign, certainly very close to the Polish border here. It's well established that a lot of our resupplies for the Ukrainians are coming through Poland and also through Romania. Eventually, they're going to interdict those supplies that are coming in here.
Got it. And there's another airfield here and one up here that was hit over the past, basically, 36 hours.
The Ukrainians have still 56 airplanes left, and most of them are positioned in the west.
Got it.
And that is another reason for the bombing campaign.
Okay, we're taking a look at Kyiv here. This is the central city, but it seems that this red is the Russian forces coming down. There's also a big movement this way, right?
Yeah, there's two. Right, and where they are is right at the outskirts of the city now, and it's taken them almost 2 weeks to get there. The purpose of that is they're on the northwest side and the northeast side of the city. The purpose is really to encircle the city, to go around the city as the circle would indicate, and they're bringing their artillery forward. And once they get that artillery in position around the city, they'll begin to hammer it. As soon as it's in range, they'll start to hammer it. But it'll be consistent and persistent once they encircle the city. And this is the Russian way of war. Their intent here is to rubble as much of that city as they can, slaughter the people that are inside of it, and get a capitulation out of Zelensky without having to go into the city.
Oh, it's the same thing they're doing in the south.
Exactly.
This is Crimea. We saw the forces move out from here. But in Mariupol, that same philosophy is happening?
Yeah. Mariupol is under siege. They've shut off all the water. They've shut off the power. They've shut off food coming into the city. And Mariupol is key because it's establishing a land bridge to Crimea.
All the way down.
And it cuts off the Ukrainians' access to the Sea of Azov. Over here in Odessa.
Down here.
Right. What they're attempting to do here is make certain that the entire Black Sea is cut off. I don't know why my finger doesn't work.
Yeah, so they're trying to get the coast.
Yeah, and this is going to be a major operation, and we're probably weeks away from an assault on it because they want to come by land, and they're also going to come by sea with naval infantry.
This is not a fast operation throughout the country, but we're seeing a lot of different activity. I want to take you to a bigger map here. You talked about what's coming in and the effort to interdict it. That is going to start happening here? Yeah,
there's no doubt about that. They know full well that the roads from Poland and the roads from Romania are the sources of the resupply that's sustaining the Ukrainians. I mean, these arms and munitions are the lifeline for the Ukrainian military. If that gets shut down, it's likely the Ukrainians are going to have real problems.
Quickly, I want to take you to another place, and this is Iraq, in the Kurdish region, Erbil. Our U.S. consulate hit overnight by 12 rockets fired, we believe, from inside Iran. That is a provocative action.
Yeah, and here we are negotiating a deal with the Iranians as we speak, and this is the fallacy of that deal. The deal does not cover Iran's malign behavior. Here's an indication of that malign behavior, and it doesn't cover the prohibition on ballistic missiles. Why are they firing these missiles here? Because they want the United States out of Iraq, and they want to create a violent situation where the legislature and the government at some point makes a decision to ask the Americans to leave. The Iranians have confidence about this. Why? Because we gave up 7 military bases and 3 CIA bases east of Iran in Afghanistan, and they want us out west of Iran.
It's going to be fascinating to watch. Fortunately, no one killed there. General, as always, thank you.
Yeah, it's great being here with you, Brett.